Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and today Eitan and I are here to share with you, where does courage come from? We've all been in those places where we know we need to rise above, we need to step it up, we know we need to leave the fear and the anxiety behind, but somehow it doesn't always work. And there is a precise system and guidance we receive from the teachings of Kabbalah on how to activate the wellspring of courage within each and every one of us. And this week we have a special opportunity to upgrade our access to that point, that wellspring within each one of us. Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most practical and powerful tools to navigate the coming 7 days from the wisdom and tools of Kabbalah. And so not only will each episode help you overcome the potential pitfalls and receive the gifts of every week, but you also will be left with wisdom and tools you can use any week of the year, any year of your life. And so as we are about halfway, not even halfway through the week of Pesach, of Passover, the end of the week also provides us with an additional boost, and that's why we're talking about this now. But it's also a great opportunity with the energy of Aries and their kind of fearlessness and courageousness that comes more natural to them. They seek the challenge and the overcoming. How can we all imbue that ability within each one of us and really in our own micro ways take advantage of the light of this week? So where should we begin, Eitan?
So this Tuesday night, Wednesday day, we know it's the 7th day of Passover, which represent the energy of splitting of the Red Sea. Thousands of years ago, exactly in that day, that cosmic opening, the Israelites faced the Red Sea. Suddenly they realized that the Egyptian behind them want to kill them. And they struggled, they didn't know what to do. They prayed, they begged, they complained. And eventually, with the encourages of Moses and the secret of the 72 names of God, which we're not going to speak a lot, but those who wants to find more about it in our site, you can find. They actually tapped into courage, even though it didn't make sense, to start to walk. And when the water reached over the nose of the first one, Nachshon ben Aminadav, the sea parted. But the courage to follow through, the courage to follow your gut, the courage to do what you know you need to do without guaranteeing the outcome, not knowing how the outcome will manifest. That's where we need to apply the concept of splitting of the Red Sea. The Red Sea, for each one of us, means I'm in a situation that in my gut, based on advice, based on inner knowing, based on experience, I know I need to have this conversation with someone. I know I need to start this business. I know I need to actually go and begin to share my energy, my strength, my power, my support. But there are fears, there are hesitations, there are self-doubts. This consciousness and logic that tells me it's not going to work. So it's the inner fight. In my gut, I know, just go the distance. Face it. Face the Red Sea. Face this conversation. Face this action. Face your own fear. Where do you get courage? We all would like more courage. Imagine in your life, you say, if I had more courage to follow through what in a soul level I know I need to do, what would you do? What would you say? How unlimited your life will be. Because the first day of Passover is the gift of limitless. The 7th day of Passover, let's use this gift when I face a challenge again. Where do I find the courage? Because courage is part of my limitless energy. So should I start or you want to start, Elisheva? Where do I get the courage?
Well, there is a practice that I don't know that it's necessarily something you use in the moment, but I think something that you can do proactively before you face your Red Sea is to, when something transcendent does happen, when you are able, and I believe that this week you can also go back to those moments in your life where you felt this, right? And close your eyes and go back to a time where you really overcame something tremendous. And it could be something as, you wanted to tell somebody how terrible they were and you kept your mouth shut, to something really huge, a health scare, dangerous situation, something that you really, you activated your higher self, you found the courage and you succeeded. If you can go back to those times and feel that feeling again, remember that that same system, that same support, because, right, if you only remember those moments as a nostalgic experience, like, oh, remember how great it was when, instead, the Kabbalists propose that when those things happen, that you pause for a moment and you acknowledge, you anchor your strength, your success, your overcoming, your courage to its source. You create a pathway so that you can access that whenever you need it. You deepen that pathway. It's always there for you. But the more you make the effort to connect to it, not only intellectually as a memory, but to really feel it in your bones, in your belly, that triumph, that the courageousness that it took, it wasn't a mistake or an accident or a limited time offer. There is an infinite source of that in you. So each time you connect with that, even on a level of memory, right? It's almost as though you create a portal to access that strength again. So in the same way that, if you had to stand up in front of a large group of people and speak, and you remember once you did it 10 years ago, yeah, you can close your eyes and you can go back to that moment 10 years ago and open your eyes and suddenly you're there again and you can draw from that same well again. But the Kabbalists also teach that in those moments where you do it, to pause and practice appreciation and store it. Don't just get high in the moment, store it for those future times that you will need it. Then I think the work, that maybe the heavier lift, is in those moments where courage is needed. What is the work?
Beautiful. So that's a great beginning. So now, so think about a situation. Think about a situation that you feel deep inside what's the right thing to do, but the fear is stopping you. Fear is stopping you to make this phone call, to commit, and you know in your heart that it will take you to the next level. But there's perceived discomfort, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not doing it perfect, fear of disappointing yourself or disappointing others, fear of not liking yourself afterwards, feeling of making yourself, whatever fear it is, fear of getting hurt, fear of having less. So there's the gut and there's the fear. And the fear manifests itself as you're about, yes, I have to do it. It manifests as emotion, like you committed to speak in public and you're about to speak, suddenly you feel the fear. And you know that will take you to the next level because we know, Kabbalistically, in order to take your life, your energy to the next level of light, to the next level of blessing, we have to cross these temporary discomfort moments. I would love to do it, but I need the courage. Where do I get the courage? Believe it or not. You know where the courage is waiting? Within the fear itself. Within that fear that I'm dreading to feel, forget about the action itself. The Creator will give you the strength. Just have the courage. I'm okay to feel the fear now. I'm comfortable feeling. I'm okay to embrace to feel it because beneath that particular fear, there's energy that if you embrace that fear, that's where the courage comes from. Kabbalistically, we learn the spark of light of the Creator manifests itself through our soul, through courage, through giving, through amazing creative energy. But some of those sparks are hidden in appearing negative places, negative emotions, negative fears, moments that I perceive are uncomfortable. The willingness to feel the uncomfortableness of potential rejection. You know what? I want to feel it. I want the fact that you about to do it, you're already gonna feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Why should I feel it? I want to run away from it. I don't like pain. Feeling the goal of our opponent is to make me reactive, thus being small. Go back to the comfort zone. By willing to feel discomfort, that's where you receive strength and courage to move through that. It's the paradox of life. If you're saying it's uncomfortable, but I'm gonna do it, it's not gonna persist. You'll do it one time and again you'll perceive it. It was so hard. Next time again. You say, you know what? I'm willing to feel this discomfort in my direction to move through that. Instead of overcoming it, become instantly courageous. Admit I have a fear. It's uncomfortable, and I'm actually willing to embrace this uncomfortable feeling. Guys, we cannot run away from uncomfortable feeling. You run away from it, it becomes more uncomfortable. You're willing to feel it, it becomes less comfortable. So ask yourself, which uncomfortable am I willing to actually face? The uncomfortable that presenting itself now, I want to feel it. Now, some of you are saying, yeah, but I'm not sure I have the strength to do the action. First, feel it. And be one with that. Don't run away from it. Embrace it. It's as simple as you're about to have certain conversations and the fear triggers and you become reactive. No, I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. You try to control the situation to get rid of the fear, to feel good. No, no, no. It's okay. Tell yourself it's okay that I'm feeling the fear. Allow yourself. You're a little nervous. Your voice is nervous. It's okay to feel it. That acceptance of that uncomfortable feelings, that's where the courage hiding. That's where the strength from go, Kabbalistically, from my inner light to my surrounding light, from the present me to the potential me. It's not just overcome this uncomfortable. Embrace that discomfort. Shift your perception about it just by willing to feel it. Don't think about overcoming. Willing to go through it. I'm going through an anxious moment. You know what? I'm willing, say those words. I'm willing to feel this anxious moment. Don't make it your enemy. Make it your friend. Suddenly strength will come to push through that to your next level. This one guy, Nachshon ben Aminadav, said, I'm going to start walking. Wasn't he afraid? He was very afraid. But he decided, I have a gut feeling that's the right thing. I'm leading through my soul. I'm embracing the fear and the negative feeling, but I'm continue walk through that. That's what courage came.
I wonder though, as I'm listening to what you're saying, I know for me, and for at least everyone I've ever shared this with, it's always about the willingness. Being willing to experience the discomfort brings so much more ease, and I think it makes it simple. When we release the desire to control the discomfort, then we realize it's not as uncomfortable as we expected. But there's also something, I think, a distinction that we need to make between, you have something, a conversation or something that you need to do that you're resisting. Is there ever a time that the resistance comes from a good place when it's telling us this is not the right thing to do? Or is it always going to tell us, open yourself up and be willing to go through, to have the courage to go through with it?
No, of course, sometimes even though you're a little afraid, it's not the right time to do it. So actually, we constantly need and to be open for guidance of what's the right things, what's the true intuition and clarity of the soul. So the fact something is uncomfortable doesn't mean I have to do it. But very often, to go to my next level, it, it will be uncomfortable. It will be uncomfortable, but doesn't mean I have to do it because it has to be also the right timing. So has to be sense of clarity. We're not meant to walk through the water in every given situation. In that particular time in the Red Sea, that was the cosmic opening. And the same thing is with everything.
Yeah.
So
But I think that what you just said, there was a cosmic opening. I think having that dialogue, there's a part of me that also says tomorrow is always going to look better than it does right now if you're afraid or apprehensive about doing something. But I think that one of the beautiful things about learning the flow of the energy that we learn from the Kabbalistic calendar is that there are also going to be some times that are more conducive to, organizing a big thing or having an important conversation or taking on something new. That there are definitely going to be better times and less better times. But I think part of the message this week is, what's your Red Sea, and are you willing to cross? How much courage do you need to cross it right now? So I think it's a
exactly.
beautiful way to understand it as well. Any last words before we sign off? Guidance or tips?
So again, sometimes we feel limitless. And then because of some emotions that we feel, we say, wow, nothing changed. I'm back to where I was before. Nothing transformed in my life. That's part of the game of our ego, of our opponent. Very often in our life, you did change. You do see life differently. But it looks like you go backwards only to give you the strength to manifest courageous actions. So, full change take place when I'm able to express courage. There's part of us that needs to do not to do the wrong thing, but that's not enough. We came to this world to be courageous, to reveal my potential, my soul, what I came to do. It's not just be spiritual. Don't do the wrong thing. We came to this world to do the right thing. That's what life really is about. And just invite that daily discussion. Creator, I want to do what I meant to do today. It's comfortable, it's uncomfortable. I'll deal with it later. That's what I'm calling for.
I love it, because I think that also when you start your day with that intention, that energy, you're already inviting an ease into it when it
Exactly.
reaches you. I think that's
Exactly.
so important. Thank you for that. Weekly Energy Boost is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow us on those platforms to receive more inspiration to practice what we share in every episode. You can also go to weeklyenergyboost.com to send us a message, look through our archives, or click the donate button to help make Weekly Energy Boost possible. But as always, the more you share, and if you haven't yet, rate and review us, the more ears we meet, and through that, the more change we create. So thank you, and we'll see you next week on the Weekly Energy Boost.